Okay, this is a cartridge case, right? It's part of what's called a cartridge.
Jeff Gilliran breaks down what happens next after someone pulls the trigger of a gun.
Strikes the back of this cartridge, sets off a little explosion. The bullet gets shooting through the barrel.
As the chief attorney in the forensics division for Maryland's Office of the Public Defender, he works to discredit flawed forensics, masquerading as science used by prosecutors in criminal cases.
There's markings on the back
Ballistics matching is among them.
that were created by the gun.
It's a technique used by firearm examiners who claim they can identify a bullet fired from a specific gun based on the markings it leaves behind.
The discipline essentially boils down to, I know a match when I see it. So we don't know how many times firearms examiners have gotten it wrong.
Maryland's Forensics Division is one of 11 specialized units within the state's public defender system that offer expert legal defense typically only afforded by the wealthy, now available to the poor who cannot afford an attorney. Natasha Dartigue is head of the state agency.
The quality of your representation should not matter by how large or how small your bank account is.
So why travel 700 miles to highlight Maryland's public defender system? It still faces employee retention and caseload challenges as Georgia does, but experts believe the training and resources it provides to its attorneys vastly improves the quality of legal representation.
Other specialized units in Maryland's system include lawyers with expertise in parental defense, mental health, and a social workers division. While a few of Georgia's urban judicial circuits like Atlanta have similar resources, it's not available statewide. Lisa Monet Wayne is executive director of the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers.
That allows lawyers to be lawyers and not have to be social workers and paralegals and investigators. You have all of those things staffed. Also in those specialized units, those lawyers are able to train other lawyers.
This past May, the Georgia Public Defender Council announced a new specialized unit, but it has nothing to do with improving the quality of representation. It's called the Cross-Circuit Representation Program, which requires attorneys to travel across the state to rural counties that do not have enough attorneys.
I tend to travel the state trying murder cases.
Here's one of those public defenders speaking to a Fulton County judge about it last year, explaining the challenges of traveling to so many counties.
But yes, it is not sustainable for me personally to be in multiple places at the same time.
Some of Georgia's court-appointed attorneys juggle hundreds of cases at a time. Maryland admits its attorney caseloads can be high too.
But here's the bottom line. If I'm carrying 1,000 cases, it doesn't matter how well trained I am, it doesn't matter how many specialty task force may be within the system, I'm overwhelmed. I can't do it.
I don't know if you can see this hole right here, but that's where the bullet would be.
An attempt to better defend those who cannot afford to defend themselves. A system Georgia could look to level the playing field in court.
You can't defend a modern criminal prosecution unless you have resources like us.
There are other differences between the two state public defender systems. For example, the head of Maryland's system is hired by a state board, while Georgia's is appointed by a governor. A board-appointed chief allows an agency head to more publicly advocate for funding from lawmakers and to push against or champion legislation impacting public defense. Andy Parati, Atlanta News First, investigates.